Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Yes, we want to start the webinar, and I want to welcome everyone who is on at this time. I am Donus Wedi, and I'll be your moderator for today's webinar. I want to acknowledge the presence of our Pro Vice Chancellor, who will be our chairman for today's program. I also want to observe protocol by also acknowledging our university librarian, who is also the convener for the webinar. And then our panelists, Dr. Violet Makuku and Mr. Obedo Druaji, all our cherished participants, both regular ones and those who are joining us for the first time. And then our local and international participants who have often been joining us, we welcome all of you to today's webinar. This is the 11th edition of the ATU Library webinar series. And the webinar series is a platform that we've created for knowledge sharing and collaboration. And on this platform, we advance topical issues and put together the right blend of experts to address or discuss it. So today's topic is not different, and we see it as a very timely one on the topic, promoting academic libraries, carving your social media profile, attracting followers, and content construction. So one would ask, what is the link between library and social media? Like our Nigerian friends would say, waiting concern libraries with social media. Some few years back, people will raise eyebrows when you try to link libraries to social media. But today, it has become almost inevitable, especially if academic libraries want to demonstrate value and relevance in the face of low funding. Some libraries are yet to come to terms with this development. Some are grappling with it, while others are vigorously taking advantage of it. So in the spirit of sharing and learning, and as part of ATU Libraries' belief that together we can go far in developing the information landscape in Africa, we have put together a panel that will do justice to today's theme. So without wasting much time, I'd like to introduce our chairperson so that he give us his welcoming address. Our chairperson for today is in the person of our Pro Vice Chancellor, an astute academic and a distinguished engineer. He is our Pro Vice Chancellor for ATU here, and he has always been with us on this webinar series from the beginning to now. And we want to thank him for that. The Pro Vice Chancellor, you have the audience.
Thank you.
Give us a welcoming address.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the brief introduction, and good afternoon to members here present. Dr. Makuku, good afternoon. For us, it has become almost a tradition to...
Good afternoon, BVC. Thank you.
It's good to have you here. It has become a tradition for us because we meet often on this platform and then we say information regarding library. So let me stand on all the established protocol and then everyone present. Thank you for your cherished time. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As the presenter earlier indicated, today's webinar topic is quite an exciting one and a very timely one, looking at the time we are passing. We'll be looking at promoting academic libraries, carving your social media profile, attracting followers, and content construction. I must say that when you observe the type of students we have, especially after the advent of the COVID-19, that every lectures have to go online, some institutions have to go fully online, others have to go in blended mode, and others have to use it one way or the other. It brings new realities on the table. When you see that students are no more attracted by the or the traditional mode of learning. Library, which is support actually academia, has a role to play. It is quite disturbing to the modern student that have been qualified as Generation Z students to really move into that infrastructure, that buildings, and then interact with maybe one person and sit and read books sometimes that look archaic. In reality, we have not really done well globally or even nationally to develop some of the infrastructures that make library attractive. But whether we even develop the physical infrastructure or not, students of today have developed interest into the soft infrastructure. Sometimes, before you see a book in the library, they have seen the advanced one on the net, and they are hooked onto it and they are using it already. Today, our target is not to force people in the old traditional mode of learning, but to attract them, to learn to know how they are learning themselves and then develop content that match those mode of learning. And I can tell you, you can have somebody spending years and times on WhatsApp, but hardly will sit down and take a book. Why not taking advantage of he using this WhatsApp and other social media to bring the information that he needs to do whatever he does? It's in this vein that I believe that social media plays a very important role in today's academic environment, especially with regard to the library. Social media brings connectivity to an entirely new business organization, and people can engage globally through posts, discussion threads, comment, and more. As digital media expand, so does the opportunity to grow audiences through social media platforms, an essential part of generating engagement for organizations and the community they serve. The idea of community is no longer limited to physical spaces. We are no longer looking at but we are looking at growing accessibility and gratification of connecting on a variety of digital platforms. Library needs to be proactive in that regard. If you don't have a library that can have a number of followers on social media that are attracted reading some of the new events, then the library is gradually dying. Libraries, and in the context we are, academic library need to understand their user community so as to help them shape the content they create and share with them. This will go a long way to improve their engagement level with the users, and especially with the students we have today. Social media is one of the most direct and efficient ways to communicate with your patrons online. So informing them about your library services, events, opportunities should be the main focus. There are several social media platforms that academic libraries can utilize, today for the purpose. You see things today like TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, WeChat, and many, many, many more. And I can tell you, whether you like or not, the new student we have, they can pass days and nights, even not sleeping, on this social media. So when we develop attractive content to get them to those social media, we'll find relevance to the library and we find effectiveness to the work of the library that is providing support to academic work. So I will not go further. I'll just say that as we listen to experienced speakers, and I'm very reliably informed that we have experienced speakers today, Obed, who is a very experienced guy developing a number of these social platforms, and then Dr. Makuku, the overall global expert in quality assurance, is here. I trust that we will learn a lot of things from them to improve our library in our various institutions and also to implement the social media handle and technology that brings or that consider that inclusiveness of the people we are meeting today. I'll thank you very much and I wish you a fruitful deliberation. Long live the ATU Library Series. Long live Accra Technical University. I wish you all the best. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Prof. VC. We are very grateful. I picked one thing. It says, as digital media expands, so does the opportunities to grow. And that is exactly why we are here to discuss what opportunities that social media presents to us and how we can grow with it as academic libraries to support the teaching, learning, and research mandates of our universities. And so, thank you very much, Prof. VC, for that. And thank you also for your regular participation and commitment to this webinar series. We'll move on to our speakers for today. Today, we've assembled two top people to help us walk us through the process and what we should do and how we can take advantage of social media. Our first panelist is Dr. Violet Makuku, and the second is Mr. Obed Odro Ajay. Dr. Makuku will be taking the first, will be starting the presentation for today. And Dr. Makuku, a lot of you would have encountered her in once you are in the tertiary education space, you would have encountered her. She's a woman of many sizes. I don't know which part to even pick and talk about. But summarily, I would say she's a consultant and a quality assurance specialist with tentacles spreading into organization development, project management, higher education learning, workshop coordination and facilitation, curriculum design and review, and several other areas. She holds a PhD in quality assurance from the University of South Africa. And prior to becoming the director of Global Quality Assurance Association, she was the project officer for harmonization of African quality assurance and association. That's the HACA initiative. Her work and experience has helped her design, and expertise has helped her design interventions that has brought transformational change and helps to bring presence to human systems. So you can see why she's here. Her work, she has facilitated workshops and interventions to support higher education institutions to incorporate digitized technologies in assuring quality of research, teaching, learning, and community engagement. Her work has really focused on higher education institutions in Africa, including Ghana, Nigeria, Cameroon, Ivory Coast, Zimbabwe, Botswana, Malawi, Zambia, Kenya, South Africa, Namibia, Tanzania, Uganda, on and on and on and on. Having worked as a lecturer herself for at least 11 years, you can be very much sure that she knows the tertiary education landscape very well in Africa. And as an evaluator as well, you should be ready to receive an objective assessment of how libraries on this continent have fared so far, generally, and also in the digital space, especially with social media. So Dr. Makuku, you are welcome, and I hand over the floor to you to give us your presentation for today. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Allow me to stand on the protocols already established. You know, it gives me pleasure to just share experience and sharing practical experience for that matter. You know, in terms of libraries, I think from last year, I was now having sleepless nights. Sleepless nights because when I was involved in a lot of academic reviews for programs to be accredited in different countries. In Ghana, you understand it is the GTEC, and we have the equivalent of the GTEC across the continent in Namibia, Eswatini, Zambia, Nigeria, NUC. So when I was looking at it and the responses I sometimes got from students, I got worried. I remember one of the programs which I reviewed was to do with surveying and geomatics. It was in another country. Then it was time to interview students. And then the students said to me, so Dr. Makuku, what happens to us? Because right now I'm almost completing my degree, but I've never been to the library. And I said, oh, if you haven't been to the library, what are you doing? How are you studying? Ladies and gentlemen, this actually then prompted me to think and think twice and think deeply. Particularly beginning of this year, I was really determined to make sure that we do something about libraries in terms of blending whatever services that we are offering so that we have digital workspaces, we have ICT-driven workspaces, and the traditional ones to cater for everyone. But What I was worried about is, if just in this country, for this one program, students say they are graduating, so will the libraries continue to be useful? Okay, so that was the issue. So if we say, will the libraries continue to be useful? It became a problem to think about it when you have heard from the people whom we expect to use libraries more, saying they haven't been to the library. And my next question was, so what are they doing? What are they using instead? They also responded and told me that they were actually using the open access resources. They were also using some other materials. So you can see that now they were trying to get some means and ways of survival, which goes along with that generation, which I call the Y.com generation. Having said that, like what the provost said, it's true. We have different social media platforms, the websites, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, TikTok, and I know there are many more others which may not be applicable to us, but others which may still be available to us. So, looking at our topic, it says promoting academic libraries, carving your social media profile, and attracting followers, then content construction. So looking at that, let me try again, because where I want to share my slides, I've been thrown off. Let me try to come back again so that, but I hope I also have permission to share my slides if I succeed to join, because I just wanted to do the practical way and show you what we are talking about and show you with solid examples what we are supposed to do. So I want to start with carving your social media profile. So you see, we are an institution and we can do it at institutional level. Number one, we know that Accra Technical University, for example, has got its own institutional website. That's fine. But we know within the Accra Technical University institutional website, we also have the library, the HRR, and many others. So it would be good to have a different site, for example, a Facebook page on Accra Technical University libraries. And that can help us a lot, because we can link it to the institutional website for Facebook. But now, when we have it like that, nothing is hidden, nothing is pushed there. We have photos of our physical library. We have what we offer there. You know, we have CVs of the people who work in our library. We have photos which can be changed regularly. For example, I know the Chocolate Day in Accra Technical University was a huge success. Where are those photos? Did we post a lot on social media for us to be known for what we are doing? In real time, Twitter, we would go to Twitter and start tweeting. What I say normally during a lot of the conferences for institutions is that we want to enhance our social media presence. I was checking yesterday and the day before. The Vice Chancellor for Kumasi Technical University put it that I wish all students well. He went on now, they are now writing exams and I saw photos of students writing exams. It means their social media presence is very, very strong. And for our academic libraries, we can have the same. Our library visibility should come multi-pronged. Library visibility through institutional visibility. When we talk about Accra Technical University, and when we talk about other technical universities, it is up to us to make sure that institutional visibility leads to library visibility. Library visibility leads to institutional visibility. Ladies and gentlemen, it's those two things which can make us survive. Right. Having said that, we then had Dr. Florence, your librarian, also being part of the panelists who were looking at how can we make sure libraries remain relevant? How can we make sure that libraries remain relevant? And we were saying, are libraries not getting extinct? And I remember one of the presenters from Southern Africa said that there was a remark by one person who said that when he or she is to become a vice chancellor, the first thing that he would do is to close libraries. Close libraries. It means that feeling which those students whose program I was supposed to accredit heard about libraries is there. So we need to be vocal. We need to make noise. We need our presence to be felt. And social media is one way we can win and make sure that people see the relevance of libraries. We need photos. We need front photos and back photos. We need to talk about all the library does. But remember, take this into your notes. This time around, you cannot have the traditional library alone. No, 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 no. You cannot afford to have the traditional library alone. But what you want to do is now to also have the digitalized library. I know we are subscribing to many other online sources. Because when I look at the online sources, write it on the website, write it on Instagram, write it on your Facebook page that we have acquired and we are paying for this online source. It means all our students doing such a program, no matter how many you are, together with the rest of the world who need the resource, it can allow limitless numbers of students and other people who want to access just one copyright, just one publication. So take time also to go and make noise on the social media platforms that these are the kind of copies, textbooks and which you can get from there for this discipline, for that specialist area, for that, and then you can win the war. Attracting followers. What are you supposed to do? There's what we call tagging. You need to name certain people. You need to include hashtags. It's keywords which start with a hash. Those hashtags will attract followers to come. Those who are looking for library issues will come and follow you. We want to like those who comment on our page. Because if we don't like them, and if we don't love what they are saying about us, and also commenting back what they are saying, and this is an opportunity when somebody sends a comment, just one word, awesome, wonderful, you respond and say, we are doing all we can to make sure our libraries remain relevant. You can say, Accra Technical University is further attracting and subscribing to more online. These are the things you need to repost. That's where I say, I don't know why for institutions, you have so much of smaller numbers who like, who love, who comment, who reshare on your social media platforms. When you have thousands of students, hundreds of personnel in the institutions, I'm not only referring to Accra Technical University. All of us, we need to pluck a leaf from that. Looking further, when you repost, it means those people who follow you are also going to see, and they increase the numbers. You go on to seek connections, connect with others, attract others. It's important and it helps. And then sometimes you can run a poll. Somebody who is normally not interested in library issues, you find they become very active and want to see the result of that poll and make a contribution on the poll. A survey, a questionnaire that you now push as a poll. It really, really helps. Okay, what do you think we can do to improve the library services? How satisfied are you with the library services in your institution? What is it that you want librarians to do to improve services so that you can be attracted to the libraries? What kind of library do you want today? All those, despite attracting people, it is also soliciting solutions which can help you to bring librarians. You want to congratulate others. You know, on Facebook, sometimes issues of birthdays and people who have started other works elsewhere. It's on LinkedIn as well. We can make use of that. If we are in WhatsApp groups, we can now have nice flyers which are also conveying different messages. TikTok, wonderful. You can have a TikTok trying to explain one of these textbooks you have acquired, or subscription, or the other services you are offering. During the webinar that we did for the Global Quality Assurance Association, a lot of things came up. People suggested that we could have sections where people are allowed to make discussions and make noise. We can divide our library into sections where people can read in silence. We were told to have cafeterias where we can sell soft drinks and other snacks. All these are ways. We can have a corner where we can hire laptops. We can have TV screens where we are showing. But for all this also, we need to push these unique services that we are offering to the social media handles and social media platforms, and it will help us. In terms of content construction, that's where I want to end with. We want to be short and precise, but we want good quality photos. We want to use nice flyers. which are legible, which are pictorial, which can summarize everything we want to say, the key issues. We want also to have links of short videos. Short videos we can load on TikTok, we can load on WhatsApp, Twitter, LinkedIn, and so on. You know, the advantage of a link for a video is that it will not overload your platform or rejected by one of the social media platforms. So a person will click the link and get redirected to the details of that video. Ladies and gentlemen, it's very, very important to also do content creation with hashtags, where you mention names of people and other critical organizations which can notice you. Upon noticing you and the work that you are doing, they can then be attracted to fund you. Sometimes even before you approach them. Sometimes when you see that you have unique followers who can fund you or whom you can have a conversation with so that they can attract more people to come to your social media platforms, then you need to do extra one-on-one follow-up conversations. And it's those conversations which will lead you to something better. And then from there, you find that you grow also your following, and you are catering for both those who want the traditional and those who want the digitalized workspaces. Don't forget open access resources. There could be videos, there could be presentations, there could be audios, there could be written materials and publications. Please also alert your students of their credibility and how they check the credibility, and share with them those you will have checked and realize they are of good quality. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we shouldn't undermine the power of social media presence. We should not undermine the power of institutional visibility and library visibility through what we call social media presence. Let's be available. Make sure you blow your own horn. Nobody will come and blow your horn for you. Everybody is busy blowing their own horn. So for every small thing that you do, make sure you also put it there for your libraries. So this is my presentation, and I wait for my co-presenter, and then we'll also take questions and anything else that comes with it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Makuku. Doc has taken us through a few things, talking about profile, carving your social media profile. One interesting thing is about putting your CVs of your staff on the social media platform, and that is something that we've taken here and would work on in ATU here. And then also photos, and then changing them regularly. That is something too that we have picked here, changing the photos regularly. And one thing she also said was that library visibility should be linked to institutional visibility. That is very important. Then in terms of attracting followers, she gave a lot of suggestions that we should include hashtags in content creation. We should be able to get our people to like and comment and reshare. These are ways that give positive reviews and also attract followers as well. And then we can do polls on library services and library service satisfaction surveys. Then we should create links to short videos. And then in summary, she said that we should blow our own horn. The libraries, we should blow our own horn. Nobody will do it for us. And one other thing that she said that is interesting is that we can, through social media, attract funding. Through social media, what we do there, it can attract funding. They may even get funding even before we approach the people. They may even be interested and we even approach us rather than we even approach them. Thank you very much, Dr. Makuku, for giving us this insightful presentation and showing us which directions we should go and be looking at now. We'll take our second presentation, and then from there, we would take questions. Our second presenter is our very own Mr. Obed Odro Ajay from ATU here. Mr. Ajay is an IT expert and heads the IT unit of ATU Library. He's very passionate about library promotion, especially through the social media. His initiative in promoting our library products and services has seen ATU Library social media handles grow to have the largest subscriber base in terms of academic libraries in Africa in less than 2 years. Yes, we have done the checks and we can confidently say that we have the largest subscriber base in Africa. He is the content creator for the handles, especially YouTube. He is always identifying areas of need and creating content to address those needs. He has done it and therefore has the locals to share with us how he did it. So let's roll our sleeves as Mr. J takes us through strategies he has adopted over the period to promote ATU Library. Mr. Ajay Udro, can you take over, please?
Good afternoon to all once again. Thank you, Dr. Makuku, and I humbly would like to also stand on existing protocol to deliver my presentation. My presentation will basically be on what the library has done so far when it comes to social media presence, or how we are utilizing the various social media platforms to promote our services. The presentation will cover the challenges, the journey of ATU Library when it comes to social media, and also reasons why social media is very essential to ATU Library. Then we have some take-home that is covering the strategies that ATU Library adopted in boosting its social media influence. Academic libraries do have a lot of things that they do, collections and services, among others. But we would like to say that libraries have the potential to advertise some of these things to a wider audience using the social media platform. The social media platform, which could be an inexpensive method. We are saying that it's an inexpensive method because it's going to help those who don't visit the library for them to be able to get the services. All right. Now we are also saying that academic libraries also increasingly adopt social media for marketing, which they need to understand how best to use these tools to engage and maintain the interest of their customers or patrons. Now, what are some of the challenges that most libraries do face or when they want to dominate, or when they want to showcase their services, some of their collections that they have by using or by way of using social media? Now, researchers are arguing that there are certain reasons why some libraries might not choose to use social media. Why? Because they have limited staff, that is one. Some also find the challenge to create interesting content to attract followers or make followers do come back after visiting the page. Some also don't want to add more tags to their already existing busy schedules or their job duties. These are some of the challenges that is being faced or that academic libraries are facing, hence making it very difficult to dominate or to use social media to get whatever they have. Now, the journey, how ATU Library started its social media influence. One, the journey of ATU Library social media influence began with the library's decision to establish a social media presence by the university librarian. So the zeal, the university librarian wants the world to hear of ATU Library, and therefore she's eager for we to publish whatever we are doing on social media handles. So she initiated, she came out with the idea so that we increase our visibility outside the scope or outside the four corners of ATU, Accra Technical University. Now, with that zeal, with that eagerness, we move to the second point, that is saying that at first, when we started, the library social media followers was just small. But with consistent posting and engagement, the library gradually attracted more followers and increased its social media influence. So we started with some small followers, and as we kept on pushing and pushing hard, through posting and engagement, our followers did increase. Now, over time, the library social media influence have grown with more followers, likes, and also shares. Now, these are what we have when it comes to the social media handles. WhatsApp is basic. Everyone knows how to manage WhatsApp. So we are also on WhatsApp that we engage students, we engage patrons, anybody who wants to ask us questions, but not necessarily walking into the library. We do assist the person. So we have 2 WhatsApp numbers that we manage currently, and it's 24/7. Even if when you WhatsApp or when a student or any other person outside or within the university community sends us a message, that person gets quick response. That's why we dedicate 2 numbers for our WhatsApp platform. Now, we are on YouTube, and as at yesterday, we had subscribers that is 2,000 plus 2,457. On Facebook also, we have followers 1,000 plus, that is 1,392. That is as at yesterday. Then on Instagram too, as at yesterday, we have 355 followers. Now, why social media is essential for ATU Library? Why are we engaging in social media so much? We spend much time, we try to engage our patrons on social media. Why all these things? Now, we are saying that 1, ATU Library engages in social media to enhance our general visibility. Why? Because when you have a strong online presence on platforms that your patrons do patronize, we are saying that is an indispensable advantage. You have a whole lot that you can engage with your patrons online. Now, ATU Library also engages in social media because of its emphasis on the library's service portfolio. Social media enables the library to highlight several features, qualities, services, which might not be known to the wider audience. So we have some patrons who will never walk into the library or come to the library to ask of 1 or 2 things. But with social media influence, ATU Library is able to emphasize on some of its services or a portfolio of services that it provides. That is why we normally engage or spend much time when it comes to the social media platforms. Now, we also engage in social media platform because of trustworthy information. There are some information that students would like to know, or our patrons would like to know the truth or the credibility of such information coming from the library. So actively maintaining a solid and reliable online presence can be an important and necessary sign and anchor for users who search for valid and trustworthy information. Now, we also engage in social media influence because we want to strengthen our community, the community that we are currently, we want to strengthen it. Now, we do that by showing a strong social media presence. The library has the possibility to strengthen the connection with its community. So we are able to engage with several people, even the 4 corners of Technical University. We are able to engage with everyone, irrespective of where the person is, the locality. Once the person is able to reach us on social media, we are also able to provide any further assistance. Okay, so we move on. We are saying that the library also engages in social media because of the possibility to cater specific groups. We have people, as said earlier on, that will not actually come to the library. Everybody who also walks into the library has different interests. So when we move to the social media, we are able, which we will do some demonstration, you realize that we have some people who are interested in some particular aspect of our services, like the webinars that we are doing. Other people are also interested in our tutorial sections and a lot. So when you move to social media, you are able to cater for a particular specific group. Yeah, people who are interested in 1 or 2 things about the services that the library is providing. Now, we also engage in social media to strengthen the internal corporate identity. Social media presence helps to strengthen the library's corporate identity and foster an image transformation from within. So we try to project even the institution that we are in, that is Accra Technical University. All right. Now, one may ask, so what are some of the things that we do that we see our followers increasing gradually, or we see people watching some of the things, the videos, the image, our views keep on increasing? What are some of the strategies that the team is normally adopt to increase our visibility on social media? One, we realize that we have to master one platform before we move to the next. So as Dr. Makuku established earlier on, there are a lot of social media platforms. We have TikTok, we have Twitter, we have Facebook, but you cannot jump onto all at a go. You have to start with one. So ATU Library, we started with YouTube. Then we mastered everything concerning YouTube, how to reach, how to target your patrons, how to push in content that will interest them the most. So we mastered Facebook, YouTube. Then after mastering YouTube, we realized that we need a particular platform that we can push just some photos, actually some pictures over there, not necessarily videos. So we moved to Facebook after YouTube. Then from Facebook, after getting some followers, and we realized that we are moving with views and stuff, we decided now to move on to Instagram. So gradually we test a particular platform, we get the engagement, we get the influence before we move on to next platform. And as we speaking, the team is also working very hard to move on to TikTok and that of Twitter. So now after mastering one platform, the next thing is to post frequently. That is engaging your patrons, engaging your followers, or engaging your subscribers. People will come back to see whether you've posted something new. But in some period of time, when they realize that your handle is not that active, they'll feel reluctant or to even visit the page again to check what is going on. Then the third one is, it's not all about the followers. Engagement is key. So you post something, then someone just come and just comment. You have to respond to the person. So, okay, so you have some comments in there. Please, can you elaborate more on this? You have to respond. Giving quick response also enable these patrons or these subscribers or followers to say more about your platform to other users. Actually, they are going to send good messages to them that, oh, if you need anything from the library, and walking into the library is quite difficult, just go to their platform, ask any question over there, and they will respond to you. Now, the fourth one is to learning by doing is the best. So we started something. So if you have the mentality that managing Facebook is quite going to be difficult, managing YouTube is quite going to be difficult, you just have to start. Once you start, then the idea comes, definitely we are going to get people who can share ideas with you, then you move on. So we started something, ATU Library started something. Then the last one is to monitor your social media presence. You should monitor what is going on, how people are reacting. So for instance, we post something on Facebook, we always check our insights, we check how the trend is going. These insights that we draw from our social media platform tells us what to do next. We are able to know that, oh, okay, these particular people are interested in this particular content. We know that, oh, our patrons are interested in this particular content. And that is how we come out also with some content to post on our social media platform. So we monitor. So even the university librarian will just walk into the electronic section or the electronic resource department, and will just be telling us that, oh, can we share this because this particular content is not having much view. So she checks. The university librarian always checks and prompt us and prompt the team that let's do this because it's like this particular content, the views is down. So we should push it. We should engage for more people to view it. So there's constant monitoring, not by one person, it's the entire team, and everything is overseen by the university librarian. So there'll be some demos. So we have some demo to show you how some of our content are faring on our social media platforms. Okay, so that is our YouTube channel. So we joined YouTube exactly 16th of February 2021. So we are 2 years and some few months in joining YouTube. So it's not about joining the YouTube, but it's about branding yourself when you join the platform. So you realize that even the banner that we have over there is telling anybody who visits our page that we are not only on YouTube, we are on Facebook and also Instagram. So there is one name when you go to other platform and you search ATU Library. On Facebook, ATU Library, on Instagram, ATU Library, on YouTube. Now, as of 2021, we have from 2021 to this year, we have 51,000 plus views. Now, you have to give a little description of your library, what your library entails. So we kept our vision, our mission, the objectives of ATU Library is over here. That is our description. Then you also have some links that you can click on to directly move you to other social media platforms that ATU Library is on. Now, after all these things, it's like you visit a particular website, and that website, we always have a homepage. That is the first thing that your visitors do see. And that's also your YouTube page must also have a very interesting homepage. So when you click on our homepage, you realize that we have a welcome message. And the welcome message that you see over here, that is a short video. A short video, as we are seeing over here. And that short video is telling our patrons that that is our vision. And we also have our mission. And it's very interesting. So that is a short video that welcomes anybody that visits our YouTube channel. Then in the slides, I made mention of we monitoring and also getting to know what our patrons are interested in. So as time goes on, we realize that in pushing some of the videos or some of the content that we create, we realize that some people will just come to our YouTube page and just be searching whether we have some webinar videos over there. All other videos, they might not be interested. So we sat down as a team and we decided to break our videos down into sections. So we have webinar series, mentorship programs, and workshops. So all our webinar that we do, that the library does, we edit the video and we push it over here. So when you come to our channel and you visit the homepage and you click on play all, you get a chance to see all the uploaded YouTube videos and all the uploaded webinar series videos and also mentorship programs also over there. So we have the recorded version always on our YouTube channel. Then we also have the ATU Library series. So always we try to learn from our patrons, people who come to the library. We study them and we are like, okay, so students are interested in something like this. They always come to the library, and some people would like to call, why don't we do something that they can sit in their various homes and just visit our platform and just watch? So we have the ATU Library tutorial series focusing on research. That is everything that students will know, not even students per se, but anybody outside who would like to learn something about research. So we have something around referencing, how to use Mendeley software. And we also have some academic lecturers who also do videos on publications, and we have them over here. That is why we term it as ATU Library Tutorial Series Research. So if you want to know all tutorials that we have made, you just click on play all and everything shows. Now, we also have another tutorial series, but this time around is focusing on data analytics. So we are trying to put in some videos that will cover analysis or data analysis from SPSS, R, Stata, and even basically come down to some data analytics tools for business intelligence like Power BI and Excel. Currently, what we are doing is we are trying to push in some videos that for data analysis based on Excel. So we want to do with Excel. When we get to some stage, then move on to other platforms. So there's a team. We arrange all these things and we know when to push some videos over there. We don't do a mix. So we know where we start from and where we want to get to before we end. Then we also realize that definitely as we are moving to increase our visibility, the library decided to also engage in some tech events and also edutainment. Always we try to engage our patrons online by way of studying them when it comes to the library. So we also have tech events and edutainment. So A2 Library always partner with the Google developer community that is based in Ghana here, and also the Microsoft Accra Power Platform, and some tech enthusiasts, CEOs. They come together, partner with the A2 Library, and we do tech events. Now, all these events, we take recordings of such events for people who actually are interested in technological things. Just tech. So we are not only focusing on like people coming to the library just come to read books. They want some information about just references. No, our focus is also on people who are not even in ATU and would like to know something about technology. That is why we partner with some of these people. We take recordings of our event and we put it over there. Then we also have edutainment. The edutainment, a little bit of entertainment and education. That is a typical example is our Chocolate Day event. So Chocolate Day is fun. Another event that's actually we have students patronizing. We take recordings of such and put it on our YouTube channel. We want to engage students. We want to engage staff. We want to engage the entire ATU community. We want to engage people who are not even in ATU. That is why we are doing all these things. Now we also have student affairs. So we have students who, as we know, will not come into the library and also will not have any interest as they start with their academic cycle. All they want to know is what is going on, what is some aspect of student affairs going on campus. So we have some videos from SRC. We do partner with the SRC. We get some videos for some events and we also push it over there. So with all this information that we have people from not only in Ghana, Africa, outside Africa, subscribing to our channel. And if we were to show you some the countries streaming our YouTube channel, there are a lot of countries streaming our YouTube channel. Wonderfully, we have India also streaming our YouTube channel very well. In Africa, a lot of countries. We have USA, Pakistan, to Iran, to Brazil, to Saudi Arabia, a lot of people streaming our YouTube channel and subscribing to our channel. Our Nigerians too perfectly do love our YouTube channel because of the comment that they post and we giving them feedback. Now from the YouTube, as I said earlier there's something when it comes to Facebook. So this is our Facebook page, actually. So before you start everything, you have to brand. Branding is important. So we decide on what to do when it comes to branding. And as I said earlier on, it's a team. So you push in something, the university librarian will check. The university librarian can tell you that, Dr. Florence can tell you that, drop this thing. The editing didn't go well. Push this thing, put the library logo on it, change it. I don't want it. So there is support from the head, that is the university librarian. Anything that we push in over there, she oversees everything and endorses it before it goes on our social media platform. So you realize that from our Facebook, that is our banner over there, showing some section of the library team, the front office, and other library staff. Then You can say we have 1.3K followers. And on Facebook too, most often we push some of our flyers, that is photos. So like the webinars that we have over here, you realize that we push the flyer over there. So Facebook actually, we do less of video. So when you check photos, everything. So in order to increase our visibility when it comes to Facebook, there are so many strategies, so many things that we do. For instance, we have when students are going to write midterm, when students are going to write exams, when students are coming back from home or resuming from vacation. These are some of the things that you can use to engage students on Facebook. So always the university librarian is on our neck, telling us that, oh, right, we have students coming back, so let's design something to just welcome them. We have students that miss them, so let's do something to wish them, because students will be writing exams. Let's do something. So these are the things that will make students who always come to your Facebook page. And one student realize that, oh, okay, you have such an information that relates to us, definitely they share. So we have students sharing some of our posts. And any other holiday, like say religious holiday, for instance, if Muslims are going to start with their Ramadan, we do something, and we have students who are Muslims, we have staffs who are Muslims. So just imagine a student coming to your Facebook page and, oh, okay, so the library is wishing me a happy Ramadan. The library is doing this and that. So we also have something that we have, the library quotes. It's a kind of motivational post that we share. We do it in a form of a flyer. So something that will encourage our patrons to move on. Something that will tell them that there's no need for them to draw back. These are some of the things that encourage them to come, follow the Facebook page, share whatever we have, and even talk to their friends that we have so many things in there. And that is it for Facebook. We also have some videos over there actually, but the videos are just few. So we have few videos on our Facebook page. Now, we also have the Instagram. So that is the Instagram over there. So currently we have 355 followers, and the Instagram we normally do push some of our flyers, some of our posters also over there. That is what we see over. So on our Instagram too, I've always been talking about branding. So we have we give you, or anybody who visits our Instagram page also knows our handle for YouTube. You also know our handle for Facebook, and also a link to our library page on the school's website. That is the atu.edu.ga/library. So currently, we've realized that we are very conversant with YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. As we're speaking, the team is working tirelessly to move on to TikTok and also Twitter. So that is it for AT Library, our social media influence when it comes to the digital space.
So I was just going over a few points Obed raised, and the first is that don't jump onto all the platforms at once. Build one platform and then you move to the other platforms as well. And then also you post frequently. It's not all about the numbers, but engagement is key. We should learn by doing. It is in the doing that we get better. And then we should monitor our social media platforms, consistently monitor them. And so with these key points that we have noted, what will prevent us from building our social media presence as libraries in the academic environment? Is it because we have limited staff? Is it because we see it as an additional work and so we don't want to go or toe the line that has become the trend now? Or is it because you are not willing to commit resources to it? Because it takes a lot of, it needs resources to be able to push your social media platforms. And so we thank you, Mr. Obed Odro Ajay for this wonderful presentation and the demonstration that you've given to us. We will move on to the question and answer session. If you have any question, you can either raise your hand or you can put your question into the session, the comment section there, and then we'll read it out. I'll pick the first question. Mr. I think Emmanuel Oman is asking, how can my personal article go through the library and get social media attention? Doc, can you?
Yes. So is it a lecturer or a student?
I think it will be a lecturer.
Okay. So what I'm saying is that when you look at the point which I posted on the chat panel, so what I'm saying is that in the chat panel, I submitted that the library should not stay in the library. They should move around and work with other faculties, departments, what have you, so that when they go there, it's such things which they meet. So they are told that we want a publicity of our articles. I want this to be uploaded on the library. And so it goes to the librarian and the team whom she works with. And for all of you on the platform, I'm a quality assurance specialist, and there are things which I'm worried about. I'm looking at, does the library as a languages and communication skills person, such that even if it is a published article or there are short articles and short paragraphs which are to be posted on the social media, are they written in correct English? Are the spellings correct? Is the grammar okay? Is the sentence construction okay? So that whilst we are pushing for institutional and library visibility and activities, we are not at the same time shooting ourselves on the foot. Because this work, even I talk about dissertations and theses, which are loaded into the repository, those things should be thoroughly edited so that they don't go back to discredit the institution. And people should take that seriously. The short videos also are supposed to be used. Don't do too longish videos, 2 hours, 1 hour. No, 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 no. You can label them. Some can be 15 minutes. Some can even be 5 minutes. Others can be 30 minutes. An event of 2 hours can be divided into 4 30-minute segments. And I think YouTube also advises that, such that a person can see part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. So the quality assurance aspect is also very key to me. So let me stop here and we listen to other questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Makuku. And to add to that, because this question is coming from someone from ATU, I also want to add that ATU Library, we are going to very soon start something that we are already discussing. The university librarian, we are discussing how to promote the articles of faculty members on our social media platform. We have already done the groundwork. And so even within this week or probably next week, it will be out there and you would soon know how you can promote your articles through our social media platform. So thank you. You will soon hear from us. The next question says that, how are you able to get the funds to manage the pages? So I think this goes to Obed. It says, I know for some, you need to pay to boost your presence. So Obed, how are you able to get the funds to do that?
So for the funds, I will say that everything that we push on our social media platform, that will need some level of boosting, or even when it comes to editing of the video, which involves any fund. We first of all talk to the university librarian because she oversees everything. At some point in time, even if when it is critical, the university librarian, Dr. Florence, will say, take this, do it. We need the visibility. That one is needed. So sometimes when it's urgent, she supports. And after what she herself will be doing, she has other ways or other means to support the social media handle of ATU Library. I remember when we started with Facebook, we were supposed to, so we introduced something that is the front desk office, and we designed a particular flyer to create an awareness for people to know that we have front desk. So you can just call this number. I showed it to her, the team, and I discussed it with Dr. Florence, and she was like, let's boost this. I think that one was way back 2021. So we paid something small, which she made sure that everything went through, and we were able to reach 3,000 plus views on Facebook when we started at fresh. So everything lies on the head of the university librarian. If the university librarian actually supports the social media influence, I think that wherever you want to get a fund from, the librarian will see to it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Odro Ajay. So I think Papa Kwame, you have your answer as well. He was asking.
May I please add something quickly?
Yes, Doc, you can.
Yes, so what I want to say is that we should take cognizance of the fact that basically for all the social media, maybe in terms of customizing and doing these things when it comes to the website, because I see we haven't pulled in website as much, but it's part of social media. But for everything else, you don't need to pay. What I advise you is if you are having difficulty in boosting, finances in boosting, it means you need to do frequent posts, short posts at high levels and high traffic. And that also enhances your 24/7 presence, because people will now know you post regularly.
Thank you very much, Doc. So if you cannot pay for it, post regularly. The more you post, the more you are seen out there. People will see that you post regularly, and they will always want to come and see what new thing you have on your page. So you don't have to always tie it to money, tie it to funds, and that has become sometimes an easy excuse for a lot of people not to want to venture into new areas. Yeah, so that is what Doctor is telling us now. I'm looking through the chats. I haven't seen any new question. If you have any question that you want to ask, you can just raise your hand and I'll call you to ask.
Yes, while we are waiting for hands to be up,
okay.
I always say in the workshops and so on, if you look at what TikTok is used for, you only imagine if you are a scholar and academic to say, if people could use TikTok to record academic work, library work, and so on, it would circulate throughout the world very quickly. It would reach our students very quickly, because we know the generation of the current scholars, even us adults, that we are more of social media people. For me, when you see me on WhatsApp, it's not that I'm looking at videos, I'm sending jokes or this. I work more efficiently, effectively, and I'm highly responsive on WhatsApp. When you see me going to email, I'm just concluding something and putting it on record officially. So when we have that in mind, we will know the kind of customer we are taking care of, and we make maximum use of what they like most and what is available there. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc. There's a comment here from Mickey says, social media is such that patrons can go online at any time to ask questions or request for certain kinds of information. Do you have time for responding to social media? Or do you use your laptop, or the institution has bought a laptop for your team to work with? You send the laptop home to work with it, or you keep it in the library? I think this is to Obed and his team.
Okay, so with the response to comments, you don't necessarily always need to be with your laptop. For instance, YouTube has a portable app that you can download on your phone. When you go to Play Store, they call it a YouTube Studio. So it's on your phone. It's a normal app. So when you wake up, even when you don't check in the morning, let's say you go for break or you're having lunch, when you click on that app, everything, it's like we are monitoring your YouTube page on that particular app. So you are able to give feedback, comments. When it comes to comments, you are able to, and you also know how your videos are faring, people, the viewership, and you don't need to put your laptop on. That is it for Facebook and YouTube. Facebook also has the same thing. So every app, every social media platform out there that you are trying to access it via your laptop, when you want to manage it without necessarily not being on your laptop, there's an app for it on Play Store. So Facebook, managing the Facebook, there's an app on Play Store that is a Meta Business Suite. So once you have a Facebook page and you want to monitor it without necessarily being by your laptop, you just download the Meta app, and the Meta app will just give you all the overview of your page. It's quite interesting. So there are these apps there that you can use to provide feedback as soon as possible.
All right. So in his presentation, he gave 2 WhatsApp numbers. You can see these are 2 phones for the library that we use to monitor our social media platforms. And then we have a laptop as well that we use for all these. So Mickey, you have your answer. The university librarian's hand is up. So as she comes, I would like her to also answer this question so that she would, as she tells us what she has for us, she would also answer this question as well. How does the librarian assess funds for the library? So Doc, you have the floor.
Okay. Okay. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, please, we can.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So let me say that wherever there is a way, there is a will, there is a way. You don't necessarily need money to do some of those things. For example, as Dr. Makuku said, even frequent posting and the commitment of staff to do what we want to do. As Obed said, we have a team of staff who are dedicated to make sure to see to it that our social media handles are working and working perfectly and always pushing. Sometimes, yes, money, when there is a need for us to fall on management, we do. Sometimes we even use our own small monies to do some of these things. It really doesn't also cost much. So it all depends on the interest.
Okay.
If the interest is there, yes, please, it's there. And then as every institution, we also need to resource those departments. We need to get them phones, we need to get them laptops to constantly be working 24 hours and monitoring. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Doc. It says for the WhatsApp, this is coming from Mabel Asabiaita. For the WhatsApp, please, are those lines dedicated to the library and the phone as well? Yes. Yes, they are. They are dedicated to the library. The phones are phone lines that are dedicated to the library, yes, and our social media platforms as well. Then there's a question, TikTok, how can academics take advantage? TikTok, how can academics take advantage? So Mr. Odro wants to handle that. Doc, if you also want to.
Okay, I think recently we've come out with something. If Obed will show the clip. Obed, can you show the clip?
Yeah.
It's still in a trying process. We
Yeah.
not finalize it. It's a trying process. How we want to use TikTok. So maybe if Obed can throw more light on that.
So we're doing something on TikTok. The team is still working on. We started with this.
You know what this quote about Accra Technical University Library means? About Accra Technical University Library means? The library of Accra Technical University is a great source of information and knowledge. It provides an opportunity to acquire knowledge and skills necessary for success. This quote emphasizes the importance of the library in Accra Technical University. It is a great place to find the information and skills needed to succeed. It provides students with resources to gain knowledge and experience. The library is also a place to connect with other students and develop relationships with faculty members. It is a place for collaboration and exploration of ideas. Follow us for more inspiring quotes about Accra Technical University Library.
So these are some videos that we are preparing, and the team, we've shared it with the university librarian, Dr. Florence. So she's gradually giving us input so that we can brand the short video very well, because we realize that TikTok is just about short videos. So a question was asked some time ago by the university librarian that, okay, so she has been monitoring, she normally go on YouTube and TikTok as well. So she questioned the team that also we have some short videos, and even we have some short videos on YouTube. So can we do something on YouTube that is short video? But once we have short video, it means that we can now jump into TikTok. So we have some works ongoing. Once the university librarian approves everything and how it suits or projects the image of the library and that of the entire university, we will just start rolling on TikTok.
Thank you very much. There's another question. Are you supported with data by the librarian when you are not on the school Wi-Fi? Doc, this is from Mickey. Is asking Obed whether he is supported with data by the librarian when we are not on the school Wi-Fi.
So Obed can answer.
Yeah, Obed.
Okay. So sometimes, when Dr. Florence was making her first submission, she said earlier on that sometimes it's passion. When you have the passion for whatever you are doing, you starting to see the growth of that thing. Sometimes you don't think about money. So when we started all these things, it was all about sacrifice. There wasn't anything like, I don't have data to do it. So as a team, we've never thought about money being a hindrance. If you push and we realize that this particular one, we need some fund, and at that moment we cannot get that fund, it doesn't mean that we stop. We put it there and we try to find an easier or a simple way of doing it without necessarily getting money to support it. So it's all about sacrifice, but sometimes too, as I said earlier on, it depends on the librarian, the head. So at some instance, the university librarian also tells me that, okay, this is how it goes. So do it, even if you are supposed to stay after work to make sure that you do something on a social media platform, then the school will pay you overtime. So there are so many ways the university librarian used in order to engage us to promote the page. In some instances, to the last one, she also sent some small money for credit so that we can get data to do that. So she supports every aspect, every angle that we want to use to promote our social media.
All right. And this from Dr. Makuku. She says that record key issues and take homes for your different topics, but make sure your info is correct because it goes across the world. So this, I think, in relation to content that we put on the social media platforms. Thank you, Doc. And Dr. Plucky and your team are doing a great job. Kudos to your team for your consistency and passion. Keep it up. This is from Mickey. And then from Alfreda Sapio. What's up? Does this platform has a limit of number that can join? If yes, how do you manage that?
For the WhatsApp, we've not created any community that like as we have our personal WhatsApp number, our personal phones with our own WhatsApp number, that we have several community as WhatsApp introduced the community feature, or we also have the normal group that accepts some quite number of people as participants in that group. Our WhatsApp, we haven't created any community or any other group. No, it's dedicated solely for any other person who wants to reach us. So you just have to know the number, then just tell us if you need any support or assistance from us. So currently we don't have a WhatsApp community. We also don't have a WhatsApp group. It is just open to all to send us a message for we to respond.
So I want to make a contribution that WhatsApp used to have a carrying capacity of 252, but now it can carry up to 700. Maybe they've even increased. I know where you are coming from. And then Telegram, it's still gaining momentum, but people are now using it. Some do not maintain the accounts well, but it has a carrying capacity of more than 200,000. So you can see, if you want to form those communities, yes, you have room to do so. And if it becomes pressing, you can tell people we are using Telegram because it is the one with the highest capacity. Just to take advantage of this occasion, I also want to talk about the issue of physical libraries as opposed to electronic resources. Let's say textbooks. Please allow me, because I'm looking at both sides in order for us to balance and see which side we can be skewed towards. Okay. So, in terms of libraries, we have books, we have journals, we have what? Some are electronic, some are hard copies in the library. But there's been a problem of mutilation of whole chapters, and sometimes the whole book is stolen. We don't know how people do this when we know we have secured that nobody can pass through to go outside the library, particularly with a whole book. So sometimes they resort to mutilate whole chapters. When you look also at whole books, you find that sometimes you have large classes of some courses. And so I'm still saying that let's reconsider the use of the physical library.
So I'll move on to the next question when she comes back on, and then we'll hear her out. There's a question here. Please, do you have just a team or a section that manages your social media, that manages the social media of your institution? And also, is it a skilled person employed to do this work? So I would say that yes, the social media aspects of the library is in the IT session. So it belongs to the IT session that manages it, but it does it in collaboration with the other units of the library as well. But they are solely in the IT unit is solely in charge of it, and it works with the other units as well to provide content and also monitor as well. So that is it. Okay, so I would ask Obed if he has any final comments that he wants to give. So Obed, if you have any final comments that you want to.
I hope Provisy is around.
Yes, Provisy will give us our
final.
Okay. So Obed's closing comment, then we'll move on to our Provisy for his closing remarks.
So I would just like to say that ATU Library visibility on social media wasn't an easy thing, but with perseverance and the support, let me reinstate this, and the support of the university librarian, because if you do anything and the librarian doesn't understand what social media actually is, if the librarian is not understanding how social media will promote or engage its patrons or even increase its image visibility. It is whatever you will do will not move. It won't go. So with the support of the university librarian, if you want to start social media with respect to your library, is going to move. Then the last but one thing is passion. Sometimes if you don't take time, you feel like this particular thing, I have to get something, let's say support in terms of money before you embark on it. But when you start and you realize that people are following your channel, that alone serves as a form of motivation. If people are patronizing your service, that alone serves as a form of motivation to do more. So without passion, without sacrifice, and the zeal to help your library when it comes to social media, then it will be very difficult to move to that level. So, and with social media to finally, is going to increase the visibility of your university library as well.
Aside for somebody asked, Asapio asked about the WhatsApp.
Okay.
What also, as we don't have the WhatsApp group, but we post a lot. People give us messages, text or post to us, and we answer. And also, we also intend, even through our private lines, post a lot of information about libraries on other platforms. And so all the team individually, we make use of our WhatsApp, school WhatsApp, tutor, UTAG, students, SLC. We have some of those groups, small groups, to make sure that our content gets to all of them. And it's all also about passion. You don't need money to do it. It's just the zeal to start. And when you start, you don't just go back. And also, as I always say, look at what other libraries are doing and try to adapt. Let's look at what others are doing. There are times you just be there. I just click on, we click on other libraries. What are they doing? What is new? Can we adapt it to our situation? Then off we go. Yes, I've seen something here. Let's also try it. And then off we go. So I think we should, or initially, personally, I find it difficult to do things, but I've realized, especially through interaction with Dr. Makoko, he always encouraged me, sell yourself. Nobody will do that for you. Sell yourself, brand your libraries, and then gradually we are getting there. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much, Doc. So what Doc is saying is that we should try and do the little things when it comes to the social media presence, do the little things, and then encourage our people to subscribe. But don't encourage them to subscribe when you are not putting anything there for them to come and watch. You are just wasting their time. They won't come. When they subscribe, they will even go off. So encourage them to subscribe. And when they come, make sure that you have the right content there for them to benefit from it. So thank you very much. We would like to go for our closing remarks. And our Pro Vice Chancellor, who has been on in spite of his busy schedule, has been on from beginning to end. Pro VC, we can never thank you enough. I'll hand over to our Pro Vice Chancellor to give us his closing remarks.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Paul.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for staying on up to this time. It's been a very interesting discussion. I particularly learned a lot, and I want to thank the speakers for making themselves available and sharing and shedding light in many dimensions. I think one thing I take away from this is that it has become very obvious and very clear that if in the olden days, maybe libraries were ranked or rated based on their physical infrastructure and how imposing this may be, or the type of collections available physically in the library, it is very clear in the light of the happening that going forward in our days, we have to talk of a virtual library that must associate itself to the physical library, and that must also be given a life and be very vibrant. It will become a criteria, whether we like it or not, to assess the relevance and the importance of a library within an academic setup, to assess how the virtual life of the library is. And I think this life, it gives some vibrancy when you take it up through this social media and other information. I was particularly interested in the number of innovations that we have brought together, that has captured the attention of our listeners, have made the library what it is today. I want to particularly emphasize that this has been made possible due to teamwork and leadership. I appreciate much what is happening in our library. I think this is a light that we have kindled and is lightening very well. And this is a model the world should emulate, because these are technologists that come up with technology. They go through a review process, through a leadership that ensures that whatever they are bringing is good. And things like this are published and they give life to the library and they attract people. Again, I also want to emphasize that the development of some of these activities in the library are not independent from other activities in the university. Taking, for instance, a look at the institutional repository, there was a very great comment from our speaker, Dr. Makuku, that if you do not check the quality of the project that people put in there, instead of this being an opportunity to promote your university, is rather going to demote it, because what people are reading out to be a quality material. And I must say that here in ATU, we have partnered, even me in my office, ensured that, yes, academics comply with our standard projects, and that very, very good standard projects are deposited in the institutional repository that meets the purpose of standard and quality in our institution. So I want to say that it's not a drive to take, in seldom mode, but it's something to do together. And you can build a very, very strong thing. The end benefit or product of all this is the fact that it's going to increase the visibility of the university as we outsource most of our doing, and then people watch what we are doing and they begin to believe that something good is happening. So I thank you very much for listening to this experience sharing platform. And I believe that you shall emulate same in your constituency, your university, and together we shall serve the whole world and the student globally. We thank you very much for your attendance of this program. God bless you all. Bye.
Thank you very much, Prof. Akakpo V, for your closing remarks. We'll call on Mrs. Selikem Seboavwa.
Doc has come. Dr. Makuku has come, so maybe if he has a comment.
Okay, Dr. Makuku, we wanted to make your closing comments when you went off. So if you're back on, if there's anything you would want to quickly give us some take home, would appreciate that.
Thank you very much. Once again, I want to appreciate Accra Technical University. I can't count how many activities we have done together and together with other technical universities. So thank you for the trust that you always give in me. And I'm also always prepared to give my best for our continent to be better. So the take homes are, we need to make sure that we are available and present. We need to make sure that quality work goes out there. Work with everybody else. Transform the physical library so that we can do things which were normally not traditionally for the library. Like you can have laptops also, which you can lend and people pay a small token. When they leave, they don't go with it, because some people may not have laptops, but they want to do something small, avail cafeterias to buy water and snack, avail places for discussions. It's a different setup of a library that we now need to think of. The virtual library, Dr. Ploki, she was there in the webinar which we did for the Global Quality Assurance Association. We did the virtual library, which I showed a video. But there's one particular thing about this library. It tells us that we can accommodate even people outside our institutions. And by that, we'll be doing community engagement, we'll be doing inclusive education. And so we cease to be an ivory tower through just library activities. And so it's a lot, but allow me once again to thank you all participants and to thank Accra Technical University. But the key word is not about coming onto the platform. The key word is go and implement. Go and implement. Bring some impact. We want to hear success stories from you. That's why we dedicate ourselves to this thing. So I thank you all, and thank you to the anchor. Thank you, my co-presenter, Obed Ajay, and thank you to the librarian, and thank you to the Accra Technical University leadership as a whole for this visionary activity and more related. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Makuku. We are very grateful. We will refuse to be in our ivory towers. We will cease to be in our ivory towers. We'll come onto these platforms and we'll promote it as much as we should. I can see some of our international participants. I can see Happiness, our own Happiness from Nigeria. I can see Nerissa from Kenya, and Olademije and all others. We are very grateful for your participation. I'll call on Mrs. Selikem Dovlu to give us the vote of thanks as we bring the curtain down on this webinar.
All right, so thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm grateful to be called upon to give the vote of thanks. First of all, I want to thank the Almighty God for making this program a success. Without his intervention, we wouldn't have come this far, so we are grateful. And I want to thank Professor Amavi Akapobi, the Pro Vice Chancellor of Accra Technical University, for giving us the opening address. We are grateful. We thank you for all the support you've been giving to us as a department of faculty. I'm also very thankful to Dr. Violet Makuku for taking time out of her busy schedule to speak to us on the topic. Doc, we are very grateful. I also want to appreciate Mr. Obed Odro Ajay for the excellent presentation and for all the things, the work he's been doing towards the promotion of the library through social media. And then I also want to thank our own head of department, Dr. Florence Blocky. She's the mastermind behind all this, and she has been pushing us. Though we are grateful, and we appreciate all the training you are giving to us. I would also like to take the opportunity to thank all our participants, both national, international, and local participants. We thank you for joining this program, and thank you all.
Thank you, Mrs. Selikem Sebwava Dovlu, for your vote of thanks. We would also like to ask that as partners to this ATU Library Seminar, a webinar series, we would also encourage you to also subscribe to our channel as well, so that you can get a lot of the content that we have here on our channel, especially our YouTube channel. So you can subscribe to it. We'll also provide links for those asking. We'll provide links to the videos to you. You can as well go to our channel, the YouTube channel, and you get the link to the video for this particular webinar. We would also want to end by taking a group photograph. And so if you can just put on your videos, your cameras for a few minutes, we'll just take a video, a picture, and then we'll call it. So yes, you are going to take a video, a picture. Happiness, I see you.
Are you seeing me?
Yes, I can see you. Okay, so you're taking a picture. Yes. All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We are very grateful for your time, taking time off your busy schedules to attend to this webinar. God bless you all for joining us. Let's meet all. for our 12th edition. We hope to see you on the 12th edition of the webinar as well. Thank you and goodbye.